Okay, hey there guys. So in this war we're going up against 4 Loki. They've been having a pretty good season in this. They've been having a pretty good go this season. We obviously faced them earlier this season as well, and we lost to them actually. They're so far our only loss this season. And that was a really big bummer of a war, and everyone was like just super mad, and when we saw, we're like, man, they're having these matchups, we want to play them again, and we knew we wouldn't be able to play them again basically for a certain amount of times because of how, oh, I just get hit right there. But pretty much we knew we wouldn't be able to play them for a while. We get them, and then we're all just super hyped for it. So everyone's just saying, you know, we're going to boost, we're going to do all of this. And so I get my lanes. I have MCOC, Torch, and Cable. And, wait, right, that's the team. Yeah. And this first fight, it started out a little bit shaky. A little bit. Because, yeah, so I tried to parry his unblockable because I was dumb. Then I was hitting into him right as his timer switched over, and he happened to get the unstoppable. Unlucky. And then right there I was actually smart, and I waited for his unstoppable timer, or for the arc overload timer, which provides an extra armor up buff, before going in for my SP1, because if I had thrown my SP1 and then he like goes unstoppable during it, it just kills my momentum of the fight, and I didn't want him to be unblockable for too much more in the fight. Obviously, anytime you can minimize the unblockable of the opponent is always good. Even though I got hit there, it didn't do too much, just 1 6k potion, tops him back up. Moleman didn't crit or anything, so no bleeds, no shocks, no crit, obviously just lowering his damage. And this is the masochism fight, which, right, one of the biggest originally selling points of the Apocalypse was minus 100% purification, and so he works really well for all masochism nodes. And at first, when I went into this, I was actually planning on using the same strategy I did for the Moleman, which was SP2 and gain back a ton of power with my mutant power boost. But then when I thought about it, I was like, wait a second, SP2 has a degeneration debuff, and I wasn't quite sure how that would work with his dupe and stuff, with Mr. Negative resisting degenerations. So I didn't want to risk that, so I decided I'll play it a little bit slower, and I'll just go for SP1s. And by just doing the SP1s, the fight's a lot slower because I have less damaging debuffs, I'm doing less red damage. My specials are just a little bit weaker, right? They're doing a lot less damage than they could be doing. So it ended up taking a minute and a half instead of probably what would have been like a 40-second fight, let's say. But I think that was the smarter play just because I wasn't quite sure. After this Hulkbuster, I help move some energy around, and I get up to my first fight of Section 2. I actually bought and used, or I didn't buy, I got and used the 6-hour war boosts, so I actually didn't have to like reboost for every single fight. So as soon as I got energy, if I wanted to, I could take it, and I was able to take this Korg, what would have been longer than my normal boost expiring, but before I could have taken 2 fights at once, so that's a bit different this time. Obviously here, right, I want to use my anti-purification ability to use light attacks only, then go in, remove his rock shield so I don't take damage, and launch my SP2 while his rock shield is down. If it wasn't for that dex, this would have been a lot better of a fight, but fortunately I didn't really take damage there because it was only the 1 hit, I think, was into his rock shield, and it might have actually not triggered because of the concussion, I'm not entirely sure. But this Korg fight goes pretty well. I've taken a harder Korg. If you guys remember a couple wars ago, that one that like I got down to like 20% health or something, that Korg was a lot harder. So this Korg I wasn't too worried about with Apocalypse. Just Apocalypse is an absolute unit of a champion. He just destroys war, especially when you're... I didn't turn on suicides. I was gonna say especially when you use suicides, but I actually didn't turn them on this war. I probably could have. It would have saved me some time. It would have been a little bit, I guess, probably better, but I just didn't quite think about turning them on. And I really hate spending units on it, especially like with, I have Karina's and 7.4 to do. I really don't want to be wasting units on swapping masteries. If I need to, I will, obviously, but I don't know, I just didn't think about doing it there. Plus, I'd have to turn them back off for Torch here. So, this fight, it's if I double dash back, I'll get the disorient, which can mess up my parries, can do all that, and then right there, I just kind of get clipped by like a weird dashback. I don't know, I've been having some weird dashbacks in the game. But right here, I want to try to minimize the block penetration debuffs because, right, I need to pretty much be taking 2 blocked hits every time. Right there, he auto-blocked me with 3 armor ups. He needs 4 to auto block. I still don't know what happened, I'll be honest. Unless it like consumes one. Maybe it consumes one and I'm just absolutely tripping. It's probably that. But so right here, what I wanted to kind of do is keep his block penetrations as low as I can, which I'm doing a pretty good job at. And I want the Power Stings and Nova Flames to take him down. There's a style where you can kind of get it where the last 15% you don't even trigger his final phase. But right here, it didn't really trigger, which is good. But there's a way you can do it where it never really triggers. And as I said, we kind of went into this war playing a little bit angry. We were a lot faster and 6 less deaths than them. This is more the alliance I know, not the 9 to 10 from last time. For Loki, still played a very good war. 7 deaths is more than respectable. That's more than enough to get a win against a lot of alliances. Unfortunately, not quite against us, especially when we only drop 1 in a war. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be seeing you guys around soon. Bye.